Detainees dragged on their hands and knees, tied behind their back in humiliation propaganda by Israel's security minister, and this time they're not Palestinian. The reaction has been diplomatic fury at the sadistic treatment of flotilla activists. Appalling, degrading, and unacceptable. This is how EU leaders have slammed the footage. Israeli ambassadors have been summoned to their capitals, from the UK to France to Italy to Canada. Staunch Israeli ally, US Ambassador Mike Huckabee, said Ben Gvir has betrayed the dignity of his nation. Even Benjamin Netanyahu condemned his colleagues' actions as not in line with Israel's values and norms. It reveals a rift at the heart of government. Foreign Minister Gideon Saar took to X to say, Ben Gvir knowingly caused harm to our state, and not for the first time. It followed footage at sea showing Israeli forces firing rubber bullets at the flotilla vessels on which civilians sought to transport aid to Gaza. Roughly 430 passengers were seized and taken to Israeli detention. Following the fallout, Israel has announced the passengers are set for deportation. I'm joined by the father of one of those detained, King's College student and UK citizen Hasnain Jafer. Jafer Taslim, welcome to MEE Live. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu wa rasuluhu. May Allah bless you all and may Allah bless everyone.
Thank you. Now, with your son in detention, I am sorry to ask you this, but have you seen Ben Gvir's video?
I have, and all I can say, I saw a devil's soul, and probably the most evil person in the world.
Now, what actions have you been taking to rally the UK government to ensure your son's safe release?
Well, we have contacted everyone and anyone you could think of or imagine, including the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary, the Home Secretary, the Cabinet, and many, many MPs, and also people in the House of Lords, and people in the civil service, people of high prominent positions, and we've sent in millions of emails, millions of calls. People have gone there to present documents, given in letters. It's been going on for 4 days, and it's been immense. It's been so big I can't explain the numbers. It's been massive. But on that note, we have had nothing. There's only 2 people who have helped us immensely behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. That is Mr. Jeremy Corbyn MP and Mr. Ayub Khan MP, who have done an amazing job I cannot explain. At every moment and chance they could find, they have tried to help and resolve this problem. And apart from there's been other people working behind the scenes and helping otherwise. And everybody as a unit of my family or my clan or my tribe, and everybody known to them, extended or friends and people they know, it's turned from a local into a national, from a national to an international appeal of people, of millions.
But this response, or this lack of response, has suddenly taken a turn. The UK government has now summoned Israel's top diplomat. This is, of course, in response to Ben Gvir's video. The Foreign Office also put out a statement. It says, "We are also deeply concerned by the detention conditions depicted and have demanded an explanation from the Israeli authorities. We made clear their obligations to protect the rights of all those involved." Now, I have to say, this is a stark turn to the government's previous response to Israeli attacks and detention of flotilla activists. I know I was on board a previous flotilla, and like you, my parents were hounding the Foreign Office trying to get guarantees of diplomatic safety. I was present as a journalist on board. The response was, as you've depicted, absolutely determined silence. So what do you make of this sudden response from the Foreign Office, this statement of condemnation? Do you welcome it?
I must say, I only welcome it for the effect it had, but I do feel it was a forced effect because of the video.
And do you think that it will strike a chord in Israel, that a statement like this, that the summoning of the ambassador, do you think that that could potentially send a message? Maybe this is actually a diplomatic achievement by the flotilla in actually forcing the government to speak words of condemnation.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. It's been an amazing achievement. And I think we're seeing a new day, a new dawn for the whole world. I feel we're seeing a new day, a new dawn for the world. And the people who went to save humanity or part of the human race have done an amazing job. And the government you referred to have basically been unbelievable in their mannerisms, in their presentation, in their delivery of their thought processes and their whole agenda and system. It's shocking. It's actually very unbelievable. But I think we're seeing a new time in the world now.
Now, you are currently in the car, and the reason for that is that you're driving to London because you and other families of those detained are holding a press conference at Downing Street this evening. What will your message
Absolutely.
be?
My message will be that it depends obviously on the questions they ask. But if you ask me personally, then it would be a message of we need to do more. We need to motivate and rejuvenate people to that sensory and mental level where they can actually believe and do more and achieve goodness and be good to humanity. My message would be do what you're great at, be good and save people and humanity.
Now, just before we lose you, Jafer, can you give us any update about the status of your son, Hasnain, and those with him? Apparently, they are primed for deportation. He should be home soon. Have you had confirmation of that? Have you had any word of his well-being from the lawyers? What update can you give us?
Yes, the updates I've had is that they were released and that the Turkish government sent 3 aeroplanes over there. They've collected the passengers and they are on their way to Turkey, to Istanbul.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jafer Taslim.